Here we are, part 3 of the series on soul mandate strategies. In the first one, I talked about standing out from your competitors, sharing some tactics and tech tools. Part 2 was all about closing that mandate, asking for a mandate, pulling out your trump card to show you are able to proactively market their house, and some negotiation tactics to convince homeowners that you are the right agent to market their house. I'm Leandre, and I love helping ambitious agents to truly reach their dream goals. And I believe more soul mandates is the key to your financial freedom. So Mark and Claire are a couple who's selling their house in Arena. They are immigrating to New Zealand and we already listed their house. I just signed my soul mandate and in the process I'm listing their house to proactively market it to my database. In this video I'm going to share exact steps I took to sell their house within a week and create that buyer suspense that really gets people to put their best foot forward. In their particular case, their house had professional photographs taken. Everything was loaded online on a Monday. I imported the listing into my PropCon system and I sent out a WhatsApp to those 52 people looking for their house. The people that already have a wish list, the people that are already actively looking for a house in their area and price range and specs. Based on the feedback, I then, if there was more than let's say about 8 to 10 people wanting to view, I will host an open hour on a Wednesday between 5 and 6. And because it's online, I would get more inquiries from online and tell all of those buyers, listen, I've got an open hour. This will be the first time that people are viewing this house. Very important is to give every buyer a time slot. Ask them to please wait for you outside. You will come and fetch them. Give them a property brochure. Let them through the property. The idea behind that is you want one buyer to go in as one is leaving. Have all of those cars in the driveway and all of the buyers seeing like, listen, you know, this is obviously a hot property. And you can only do that when you have these different time slots and where not all of them show up all at once. All of my buyers would go through and at the end, when time came to put an offer on paper, I would tell them that as you can see, there is a lot of interest. So my advice would be to put your best foot forward. That was also a nice tactic because it wasn't just me saying there was a lot of interest. It wasn't just a sales tactic. They could see it for themselves. So from that, I got 3 offers, all 3 of them full asking price. And I was able to meet my sellers with all 3. We accepted them in order of where their funds came from. The first buyer was cash, the second buyer needed a partial bond in cash, and the third buyer had to still sell a property and then a bond for the rest. All 3 of them had 72-hour clauses in, or actually offer 2 and 3 had 72-hour clauses in. And that way I could really take care of my sellers so that if buyer number 1 does not rock up with their proof of funds, then there was another offer to fall back on. At this stage, I had 3 full asking price offers. It was all accepted on the Wednesday. And by Friday, buyer number 1 was able to show proof of funds. So they, from for sale to sold board right away. The awesome thing was also that I was able to get them a great price and I used that as a marketing tactic. I did in those days, drops still worked, like printed flyers. So I blasted it all over the area surrounding that house, sold within a week for full asking price. I did not put the price there because I want those people to phone me and ask me what did it sell for. And with the permission from my sellers, they were happy for me to share that info. But that really helped me to get even more valuations in the area. The last thing I touched on in our previous video was feedback. Feedback is so crucial because in this case, I was able to make the sale within a week. But that is not the norm. Sometimes you will have a mandate for quite a while. And you've already poured your heart and your soul into marketing this property. So at least weekly feedback is so important, not just to keep your sellers in the loop, but to pave the way so that when time came and you had to extend your mandate, they did not have a reason not to trust you and give you more time. So for that, I want to show you how we help you at PropCon to send feedback that takes you a few minutes to set up in your system, but it looks incredible and phenomenal to your sellers. Let's hop in. So in your system, once you've added a seller to a property, you are able to complete a section that is not visible on the screen, but this is what your seller will see when you share it to them. They will have their own unique link. It has your branding, the first photograph of their house, and it will show that at this moment I've had 9 viewings, 352 web views, I've sent 3 SMSs and 52 WhatsApps. I typed in a message for them, and this message is one that you can adapt every week. Then, very important, you can add in the buyers that you took through the house. Tag Shelley Taylor, give feedback from what she said when she saw the house, and definitely add in the date that she viewed this property. So it's not just important for feedback, it's also that if your mandate expires and Shelley Taylor buys directly from the seller and you don't get commission out of that deal, you have proof that you've actually taken that person through. So having a detailed timeline of all the buyers is so important to keep track. And of course, everything is linked to your info at the bottom, where you can see a little bit more about my YouTube channel and social media platforms, and also get to know me better if the seller did not already. Okay, this example is something that I will also link below so you can get a full idea of what this looks like. And your seller is able to view their listing as well. So when they click there, they can see what their PropCon brochure looks like. Closing at the end of this series, I really hope you enjoyed it. A last tip I want to leave you with is to experiment. Always stay teachable and try new things. Try new tactics. Try new tips of some of the things that I've shared in these videos. And if you are still struggling to get more requests for mandates, try things like canvassing tips, where some agents really get a lot of leads from online digital marketing, where they run Google ads and where they ask the owner, would you like a valuation? Agents that use our PropCon website have a detailed page for that. Homeowners can say, yes, I would like a valuation. And working with people who are actively searching for valuations and wanting it when they are ready is so much better than having to cold call. I know with Papia it's a little bit more difficult to do cold calling, but in PropCon we have a Papia script that you can send to people in bulk and really ask them for permission to contact them. Make sure you are going to really give them valuable info. Valuable info, because then they are going to want to subscribe. They are going to want to hear more from you when it's not just you selling a product, but where it's you really offering value. On that note, if you found this video and this series valuable, please give it a like. And if you want to see more videos like this, click on the subscribe button and the bell notification will send you messages as soon as I load more videos like this. I will see you then in the next video.